Is Bloomberg's influence in the U.S. as strong as it might be with the WHO?
I think his influence is very strong in the US, but I don't think it's so much, certainly Bloomberg News, I don't think has been any worse or better than any other mainstream news organizations, most of which have performed pretty poorly on this issue, although there have been some notable exceptions, and you've had some of those people on from places like Reason Magazine. But I think his influence is through the nonprofits and through this idea that we touched on a few minutes ago, which is there is a kind of deference, or at least there historically has been, it's diminishing to the so-called public interest group, to the so-called not so-called, they are nonprofit groups. Many of them, by the way, not in this case, but many of them, generate a lot of income for their staff and live quite well. But the point is, I think there is a deference to the nonprofit sector. There's a belief that all they care about is doing good in the world, and a skepticism again of anything associated with tobacco industry, particularly among Democrats. And Dick Durbin, who's probably the most outspoken anti-vaping guy, his opposition to the tobacco industry goes back again a very, very long time to the era of tobacco CEOs misleading Congress. So I think in general, the Democratic Party, for better or worse, probably for worse, tends to be skeptical of all things corporate and trusting of all things coming out of the nonprofit sector. They have a sense of the world is divided into good guys and bad guys.
Truly Puritans, if you ask me.
Yes.